Welcome to Network TV, episode 10 of season 11 here on the NCW Live channel. I'm David Mabee, the marketing director at NCW Tech Alliance. Delighted to be your host today. At NCW Tech Alliance, we're dedicated to the integrating technology with a community spirit, fostering innovation and cultivating the next wave of STEM leaders in North Central Washington. Our efforts are focused on creating a fertile ground for growth, learning, and innovation, ensuring our region is a beacon of technological advancement and educational excellence. In this episode, we're excited to feature two remarkable individuals who are driving significant change and innovation within our community. First, we have Sarah Brown, a dynamic leader in economic development and nonprofit sectors with a compelling history of advocacy, resilience, and systematic problem solving. From initiating her first nonprofit at 15 to navigating the challenges of being a female farmer in rural North Central Washington, Sarah's journey is a testament to her dedication to equity and systematic innovation. Her transformative Fulbright year in Hungary and subsequent academic pursuits at Cornell University have deeply informed her work as the executive director of TwispWorks. Under her guidance, TwispWorks has become a hub for over 30 small businesses, artists, and educational programs, all contributing to a vibrant and sustainable local economy. Joining Sarah, we're also honored to welcome Jonathan Baker, the visionary behind eqpd and our celebrated Entrepreneur of the Year from the 2023 Innovator Awards. Jonathan's passion for sustainable design led him to establish eqpd in 2015 with the goal of creating versatile, durable products that enhance everyday life while reducing environmental impact. With more than 25 years of experience in the industry, Jonathan's innovative approach to design marries traditional manufacturing techniques with modern materials and principles, giving rise to the unique and highly functional eqpd bags, all made with pride in the USA. Today we'll delve into the inspiring stories behind TwispWorks and eqpd, exploring how Sarah and Jonathan are leveraging their passions and expertise to foster economic development, sustainability, and community well-being in North Central Washington. So stay with us as we uncover the impactful work of Sarah Brown and Jonathan Baker right here on Network TV on the NCW Live channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Network TV. On this episode, we have Sarah Brown from TwispWorks and Jonathan Baker from eqpd. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Beautiful. Well, thanks for making the drive down from Twisp. Hopefully it was a lovely drive.
Indeed.
Sarah, we'll get in you first as Executive Director of TwispWorks. Could you share kind of the vision behind TwispWorks and how it's making a tangible difference in the Methow Valley?
Sure. TwispWorks is incredible. It is, I like to think of it as a hub of joy, and it's 6.4 acres that was an old Forest Service compound that was purchased by the community.
Oh, wow.
And now is a nonprofit that runs programs and has events and partners on campus, on that 6.4 acre campus, year-round, and we work in economic and community vitality.
Perfect. So how could somebody get involved in being in TwispWorks then? What's kind of
That's such a good question. So Jonathan here is a business partner. He's on campus, and he actually operates his business, is manufacturing on campus. We have over 30 different business partners on campus. Some of them are schools, like the public school has their alternative high school on campus.
Oh, wow.
We have a nonprofit child care center on campus. We also have a ton of artists. We have food trucks. We have the newspaper and the radio station, both independently run. So a really good way is to have a small business and then get engaged in TwispWorks and rent a space. But we also have people that are part of the investment network, which Jonathan's business also is, and use that as a platform for learning more about how to improve their businesses and improve the economy in the Valley. Or we do business support classes, and so TwispWorks is all throughout the Methow Valley, teaching social media, financial literacy, you name it.
All encompassing, it sounds like.
Oh, and don't forget to come. Any community member can come to campus to participate in our events.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
So then, Jonathan, first off, congratulations. You are our Entrepreneur of the Year for NCW Tech Alliance.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about then your journey starting eqpd and how you got involved with TwispWorks and what brought you to Twisp and TwispWorks.
Yeah, so all great questions. I think it's really interesting hearing Sarah speak. I like to tell people and remind them that TwispWorks and the economic and business umbrella they cast allowed me, a guy from New Hampshire, 3,000 miles away, to move across the country and take a chance. It's hard for chambers of commerce or other small businesses to encourage new businesses to come. It's an entity within itself. So TwispWorks being there to take that burden of like soliciting businesses, listening to our needs, and like tailoring an environment to foster that was, a big reason why I moved here. So I never want that to go away. I don't know if town would have got me here. You know what I mean?
Right. So then how did you were living in Maine and then you you stumbled across TwispWorks, or what was that journey?
I love this story. It's a great story.
There's a magnetic pull there to the Methow Valley for sure.
Yeah. We're lucky.
Ironically, the original executive director of TwispWorks was born in the town that I was going to move to originally. Wow. Yeah, and she's like, no, I have a better idea. You should move to Washington.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that was my kind of long journey here and the kind of security that TwispWorks was able to offer me. And that really holds true. I'm turning, it was my 10th anniversary this year.
It's amazing.
So less than 25% of new businesses make it to 10 years.
Congratulations.
So we made it through COVID. We made it through
and you won Entrepreneur of the Year.
And we got
selling yourself short.
Yeah.
So then, Sarah, TwispWorks emphasizes collaboration among businesses, obviously, artists, the community. I guess, can you give us an example, besides Jonathan, I guess, of a successful collaboration on your campus that kind of exemplifies your mission?
I'm going to cheat. I'm going to give you 2 examples.
Perfect.
Because they're really different. And both show how things can start on campus and then expand into the Methow and really have a bigger impact. So one is we have a commercial kitchen on campus, and it was built specifically for a local catering business. And she was renting out her space on the days that she wasn't using it to other people. And one of them was a cake baker. And that cake baker then went, that was dangerous. She went through our investment network and figured out that she could actually open her own business in a brick and mortar store in Winthrop. And so she opened her own business and then expanded to a second business in Twisp.
Oh, wow.
And so then our one commercial kitchen turned into 3 separate businesses that have then, there are other successes that go along with that. But that just shows the power of the collaboration on campus, and then also what our investment network can do, which is local investors that have invested over $3 million locally in local businesses.
So how did this local investor group come about? Was this just people living there that saw kind of, you brought
it wasn't just me, no, but it started right before me, but it was definitely, it was a clear need. Businesses need access to capital, and we know just how hard it is for a small business to go through the banking process, and how structured those bank loans are, whereas the loans that come through the investment network, they're no less structured, but they just have a little bit less paperwork, and they also tend to be at lower rates of return. So we had a local business recently that needed to buy a new machine for her production. And she came back for the 3rd time to the investment network and said, here's what you've done for me so far. Here's how I've paid back my loans to you. I need $25,000, and it's going to result in this kind of profit.
Oh, amazing.
She asked for it on a Wednesday, and by Saturday, she had a check in her hand. She bought the machine and now is able to be doing production for the entire season.
That's crazy.
It's amazing, and it has a huge impact.
So Jonathan, have you been able to have you had to been able to take it, or have you taken advantage of any of these opportunities there with the investments, or has yours been?
How quick were we? So I always knew that my business was greater than one. I love the Methow Valley. I love Twisp because of the singular, artsy, quirky environment that it is. But I also believe that art can kind of scale up and do a lot more. You start to see that in design and architecture, where you're starting to employ some people now. Like, it really starts to make an impact. I wanted to take this artsy culture, bring it with my manufacturing background, and try to mash it all together. I knew I'd need teammates. Thank goodness the Methow and the investment network appeared, and those people came to me. They wanted to see my business grow. They had a sincere interest. It's good for the town. It's good for the economy. It's good for all of these things.
I imagine if you're out in TWISP and you're an investor, like that's everything you're interested in, because otherwise, why would you be out in TWISP?
You're very isolated. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So these people, there's a lot of benefit by investing in that little 2 square miles of town. You get your payback quick.
You really see the impact. I mean, think about that whole notion of how many times a dollar turns over if you spend it locally.
Yeah.
And so if you're investing locally, and then Jonathan's business or any of the businesses that have benefited grow from that investment, that money is just recycling in the community. It's incredible.
And Jonathan, your bags are being sold everywhere, right?
We're pretty nationwide now.
You're pretty nationwide now. Are you in any big retailers? Where can people find the bags? Just so we can see how that dollar really transforms.
Well, we are family owned, and that's our other retail marketplace. So the Targets and Walmarts are tricky for us, but the Arlberg Sports and the S&W Irrigation Supply family-owned companies are really nice matches for us. The value systems are the same,
right?
And we're learning that value system is harder to buy.
Right.
So we have something that's special, and we're super proud of that. And now we're learning how to sell that.
Yeah, because you're making everything in TWISP.
Everything's in TWISP, yeah.
So it's like scalability too. All that's got to make sense for you. And I know I've seen your bags in Arlberg Sports.
Yeah.
I'm also Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance. I know we've used. I know we've used your
Speaking
bags.
to the heart here.
Yeah, I know we've used your bags for trail building and things like that.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, we're gonna have to wrap up this section here, the segment here. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk more TwistWorks. We're gonna talk more Equipped. And then the bonding that's happening up there in TWISP. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Network TV here on the NCW Live channel. Welcome back to Network TV. We've been talking to Sarah Brown from TwistWorks and Jonathan Baker from Equipped. And now we're going to continue the conversation. So, Sarah, what's been some of the biggest challenges you guys have faced in fostering that economic development with TwistWorks, and kind of how are you dealing with that?
It is such a good question, and this is the meat of what I wrestle with on the daily basis. We did a comprehensive economic study we started it in late 2019, and so we thought it was going to capture, sort of a slow transition in the Mahal Valley as the recreational tourism is ramped up. And really what we caught was an incredible period of growth during COVID.
Yeah.
And so I would say that really we're still learning what that period of growth during COVID meant for the economy in terms of who's moved to the valley, what kind of values people have brought, and what that means for how they want to spend their money, what people are willing to support. And what we're finding is that we still have a lot of work to do, not surprisingly. So I would say our biggest challenge is really being able to still leverage the power of the community for local support.
Right. So did you see a big influx during the COVID time of people moving there that could work remote? And has that changed? Because I know some people are being forced back to their office. So has that dynamic changed at all, or is it kind of holding up in the TWISP area?
For the most part, it's holding steady. One of the striking things that we found, and this was self-reported, so if you're a statistician, put that to the side. Put that to the side. But so self-reported, what we found, the census and the Okanagan County data shows that a family in the Mahal Valley earns about $57,000 a year. So that's a family. So that's 2 to 4 people. And what we found is that the remote workers are earning about $200,000 a year, and just that differential is incredible. And so, we're so lucky because problems and issues in the Mahal Valley they're still complex and they're still huge. They have an enormous impact on all of our lives. But because of the way that our community functions, it's tangible and we're able to actually chip away at these issues and come up with solutions that really work, like the investment network, like the business support classes, like having a campus where Jonathan can walk across to a local artist that just happens to be on campus, print her pictures on his bags, and then sell them throughout, the nation.
That's amazing.
And so those kinds of innovations and really creating a platform and a foundation for collaboration is what TwistWorks excels at.
Gotcha. That's amazing. And so, Jonathan, I know sustainability is one of your core values. How do you ensure your products and manufacturing process align with your commitment especially today's fast-paced consumer market, but also with the whole of Twisp and TwispWorks.
So we knew we were not moving to an easy place.
Yeah.
With that comes certain responsibilities. And I wanted those challenges. Like that, I moved to Twisp or, North Central Washington. It's rural here.
Yeah.
Like within 10 miles of Wenatchee, you are it's a totally different environment. And I liked the mentality and the behavior that came along with that.
Right.
So I knew moving to Twisp would set up all these, like a box for me to live in, but I was like, I want that challenge. And because we manufacture in-house, keeping track of our waste, our sustainability, it's all very transparent to us.
Right.
It's not made in an overseas factory where people are making promises that you have no idea if they're fulfilled.
If they're keeping it.
Yeah, it's right in front of us. We know if we bring out a bin of trash, how that feels.
Yeah, not also just in front of you, but in front of
the campus.
Yeah,
the entire campus.
Seriously.
So a little different there.
Totally, but it's all fine. It's why you want people to call you out. You want to be aware of it. You are trying to be better.
Right, and I think that's probably the biggest difference between a small community that's close-knit and then being in a big city or doing a manufacturing overseas or something like that. So respect that. Yeah. For TwispWorks, Sarah, looking ahead, what are some of the new initiatives or projects TwispWorks is excited about, and how do they kind of align with your goals for the community and also your economic development?
That's another great question. I'll start by piggybacking on what Jonathan just said about sustainability. When we got a really innovative grant from the state of Washington to work in circular economy. And so what we've been trying to do is pull sustainability into the economy because we are so we're resource-based, but our resource is our entire natural area because people come to the Met Hal because of the geography, because of the views, because it's so exactly. I mean, who doesn't want to go mountain biking, snowmobiling, horseback riding? All the skiing, all the things. But we're aware that we have finite resources,
right?
And so we have started looking into circular economy to figure out how we can leverage our small business support for sustainability. So that's one aspect. And then there's the cultural aspect. So, I've talked a lot about the economy, and I hope that in the number of times I've said community, which I know is a very broad term,
right?
But it really does highlight the culture of the Met Hal. And so we just last year built a new auto shop facility on our campus for the local high school. So the kids are actually coming to the TwispWorks campus, and they get bused down from the main campus of school, and they learn how to work on cars.
That's amazing.
And it's right next door to our existing welding shop.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do is really work from the bottom up and support kids learning all kinds of skills, being exposed to a variety of things, so that if they graduate and they decide that they don't want to leave the Met Hal, which is a great choice,
right?
That they can stay and have a job that pays more than minimum wage, and it's not seasonally based.
And I think that's a big challenge. Now that I work at the Tech Alliance, it's there's so many great things to do in Wenatchee. There's so many great things to do in all these communities, but they either just weren't shined on or kids aren't shown those opportunities. It's always you got to leave the small town if you want the big job, or you need to do this. So it's I think just the fact that you can show, and probably especially with TwispWorks, there's so many different things for kids to see and be inspired by. It's really awesome.
Well, and they have internships on campus.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of our 30 plus partners that have high school interns that learn how to do any number of different things is incredible. So they are really learning kind of what's possible out in the world.
And Jonathan, do you, as eqpd, having any interns, or do you
We had a really great success story of an intern who went on to study at Yale.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that was
a brag.
Yeah, totally. So, but again, it's wonderful that they took advantage of us being there. That the kids aren't afraid to interact. Again, we're just trying to create opportunity. It's a small place.
Right.
We take full advantage of that. We don't see that as an Achilles heel that we're 1,000 people deep or 5,000 people in the valley. Hey, if we're all moving in a good direction, then we have 5,000 people moving in a good direction.
Yeah, I mean, greater as a whole than so many little parts, right?
Yeah,
so
all boats rise. All of those things happen, and that we have 6.4 acres to do that is pretty cool.
We do.
So how far is how much room is left to grow on the 6.4 acres? Are you guys at capacity, or is there room to grow? And is that even, I don't know how the Forest Service
Yeah, that's a good, interesting. Yeah, I'm scratching my head because yes, there is room to grow. We have an agreement with town that will leave a certain percentage of our campus open. One of the things that's a real treasure about TwispWorks is that people value it as a green space.
Right.
They talk about it as a park. You know, we have several different places that are like big green areas that people come to all summer long.
Very cool.
In fact, I just walked onto campus, to start work the other day, and the high schoolers were playing badminton on the greens.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So, so there's a variety of spaces open. We're not looking to do a whole lot of building. There's, I can imagine, transforming one of the buildings that exists. We certainly have, there's need, the Met Hall is growing, just
Right.
like all of North Central Washington. And
Everybody, the secret's out.
yeah,
Nice weather.
it's a great place to live. But TwispWorks can only ever hold so much.
Right.
But I can imagine that as the buildings age, we certainly need help with getting the buildings, some of the maintenance. Yeah. Jonathan's laughing because they're all old sheds or they're old bunkhouses, and so we've had to do a lot of work and still do a lot of work to keep those up.
I get it. Well, I'm excited to tell you that the NCW Tech Alliance, we're going to be at the doing a happy hour on Thursday, June 13th at the Old Schoolhouse Brewery Tap Room. And didn't they just win
2 National Beer Awards?
2 National Beer Awards.
It's amazing.
Brown and dark.
Yeah, right, which is funny because their IPAs are so good.
I know.
And then we'll also be doing a TwispWorks tour on Thursday, September 26th, where not only you can see the TwispWorks entire campus facility, but you can also get to go through Equipped, right? John, did you give us a tour there?
Yeah, you get a full factory tour. You could probably leave with a bag.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it could be exciting. You could even put your own rivets in it.
Oh. So tell me this, how can somebody find out more about Equipped?
Well, the easiest way is online or Instagram, Equipped, spelled with 4 letters.
Okay.
eqpd. It's a mouthful.
eqpd, got it.
Yeah, but easy to find.
Easy to find. Yeah. And TwispWorks, how can people find out more about it?
TwispWorks.org is a website, and then social media, we're on TwispWorks all the way.
All the way?
Yep.
Well, Sarah and Jonathan, thank you so much. This was an amazing conversation. To find out more about TwispWorks and Equip, make sure to check out the websites. And to find out more about NCW Tech Alliance, check out our website as well, ncwtech.org. That's going to do it for this episode of Network TV here on NCW Live Channel, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us.